Here at the prop shop, we always love a new challenge, and I had found this deck of playing cards, little tiny miniature plastic playing cards. It's a set you can buy, and let's look at them. Whoa, that's quite a collection. Whoa, look at this. Now, if you're wondering what I'm going to do with these, I had an idea to create 4 ornaments for one of our themed Christmas tree, our Gothic themed Christmas tree this year. And there it is. This is what I'm looking for. Okay, I'm looking for aces, jacks, queens, and kings. So when I find the 4 of them, I'm going to place them out. Let me do that. How lucky I am. As you can see here, I found the 4 sets that are in here. We have the hearts and the spades and the clubs and the diamonds. Today we are going to transform all of these into Gothic playing cards for a very special Christmas tree ornament. Years ago, while I was shopping, I found this really intense paper at a mart in South Korea, and I just loved that it had everything Gothic about it. It was silver and it was black, and what I wanted to do today is I wanted to glue all of these cards onto this paper and give it this type of backing. So that's my project today. So let me start doing that now. One very important aspect of this project is to make sure whatever pattern you have on your paper, you make sure that it goes exactly with the same direction as the card should go. Now, of course, there's 2 heads on the card, but you want to make sure that all the cards, when they're stacked up, are going to be the same pattern that you may choose. Okay, so let's glue these down. And today I'm using just a regular white glue, and I'm going to slather that glue on there very well to make sure that all of it is completely coated, because I don't want any peel up at all on my cards. Check it. Yes. And lay that little guy down. Press. Now we get to do it to all the cards. Now it's 24 hours later. We did our gluing, and I had put each and every card on its own little bit of paper, so it's very easily to move around later on. What you're also going to need today is one of these. This is a cutting board. It's one that I got at a dollar store, and we're going to very easily with an Etcho blade cut away the excess of each and every one of the paper, and then when you're done, you're going to have something that looks like this. So we're going to have a nice coating on the back. Don't worry about lumps or anything, because we're going to be stacking them all together. Once you get all your cards cut out, they should look like they do before, but with a really nice backing on them. So now let's start stacking them together. Now we're doing part 2 of our transformation. I am using my favorite color of all acrylics. It is burnt umber number 624, and I'm going to be applying a generous amount right here in my little styrofoam tray. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be applying a wash over these cards to antique them. And what I love about burnt umber is how it just ages everything. I'm just going to start off with just one card here to show you what this is going to look like. Okay. We are going to apply a coat of this as smoothly as we can over each and every card to give it that vintage look, and I'm going to show you what this is going to look like when it's done. Okay, once you get all your cards stained up, let them dry. It's the next day and the cards are dried. So what we're going to do today is we're going to make these even more antique looking. Again, I've got my burnt umber 624 out here. I got a little daub. I'm using a really nice soft brush, and we're going to be going in here, and we want to just very half dilute our paint down, and we're going to mute out this red a little bit more. We want to make this red fade into the background. So this is what we're going to do. We're going to paint around the edges of all of our cards, darken that out. Now I know it seems a little bit time consuming, however the effects are what makes that card look like it's from a different era. So that's our first card. Slightly done. You can still see the red very nicely through. Oh, we got a little bit mistake there. That's okay. We can just very, very easily fix that. You can still see the red through that. But in prop making, these little elements really, really count. So I love the way this looks. Look at that. Antiqued over. Now I got something sticking over there. Is it a brush thing? Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to do that to each and every card. And once you get your cards aged, now you're going to get out your hot glue gun, and we're going to start building some hands. Okay, now I have set up 4 hands of cards over here, but I wanted you to notice something very important. I have it in this order. I have the ace, then I have the jack, then I have the queen, and then I have the king on the top. So that is going to represent a certain symbolism when we put these ornaments together. Okay, hot glue gun is warmed up, so let's start off with the ace over here. We're going to be applying a very generous amount of hot glue right on the seam of the back of our first card that we want to place here. Boom. Okay, we're going to do the same to the queen. Careful. Boom. I'm going to make sure that the faces are exposed. And last one. It's our king. Boom. Now let's do that to the 4 sets, holding them down for a moment. Make sure they're in place. We have a really cool ornament forming here. So let's now finish the other 3. What I'm also going to do is I'm going to trace a pattern out here very carefully on my paper, because I want all of the patterns of the cards now to match up. Putting my ace down. Let's see how the pattern is going to help. And those ornaments are all going to match now. Once you get all 4 sets of your cards set up, they should look just like this. And now, when you turn them over, they're going to have a beautiful back side to them. And our next step now is to put in our loops to hang these. And we also might want to do some extra decoration here. So let's go on. Although they may look like flying ghosts, actually in fact what they are is they're tassels, and you can get these at any craft store. Now the first thing is that they are of a polysynthetic fiber, and the one thing I need is that I can't have them white for our card ornament. So basically you're going to need today to stain them. And you can stain these basically any color as long as you can go out and get some ink. That's what we're going to be using today. This right here, this is a Schaefer ink, the same type of ink that people would use for writing very script letters with. And we're just going to use a paintbrush today. We are going to daub the ink on there and stain them and let them dry. Instead of using the paintbrush, I decided to just use a dip method. And look at that. They came out very stained and a completely new product. Once we have these stained up, and after they dry, we'll cut them down to size. Cards look awesome. They look antique, they look old, and today I'm going to be using a clear finish today. I'm using a liquid glue clear, but the great part about this is it dries flat. There is no glossy finish whatsoever. So that's going to be our next step. This is going to do two things. The first thing is it's going to protect the cards, and it's going to strengthen our ornaments here. So let's apply this now. I'm using a soft brush today. Also, very important tip is once you are done using any type of glue material, put your brushes in lukewarm to hot water and wash them out very thoroughly. If you don't, these brushes will turn solid. Okay, so far so good. Let's do that right now. Just a little bit on each of them, and we'll spread that around. Give it a nice hard finish and keep that card looking awesome. Now, on our tassels that we had done, if you notice very carefully, on our cards we have this red. Now, what I wanted to do was, using a chopstick today, I'm going to color the end pieces of our tassel. And today, I'm going to be using a touch marker, and I'm going to be doing just the bottom pieces of the tassel. I want them colored red. This takes a while to do this, but it's worth it. There we go. Staining them red. Comes part one of two of the assemblage. We're going to be using our two-tone tassels now. We're going to be putting and gluing them on today. You're going to find the center of gravity where that's going to hang, and then we're going to put a dot of hot glue on there. Actually, it's coming out already. We're going to put a dot of hot glue on there and glue them up. Let's see what one of these looks like. For the final touch today, I have this beautiful red satin ribbon, which will become a part that will be hanging off of our tree with, and also I'm heating up our glue gun. So once we get this warmed up, let's get our ribbon on and look at the final project. And here we have the 4 sets of playing cards laid out before you. I like to make you a wager and a bet that you will truly enjoy them. Gothically yours, Professor M.